Okay, hello, welcome back, listeners. We have an amazing guest with us. We have Kanika oh my gosh, Vasudeva. I got it, Vasudeva, with us. And she is a energy expansion coach and a Akashic Records reader. So just to kind of start us off, why don't you go ahead and kind of tell us what those titles mean? Because my listeners are probably like, what is that?
Yeah, definitely. So, first of all, I'm an energy expansion coach. The current passion that I have is helping conscious coaches expand and build profitable businesses, like getting them
Mm-hmm.
to 10K months, 15K months, and beyond. I love doing that because it just brings more energy, more love, and light into the world. So that's my title as well. I'm an energy expansion coach. Wherever you are on your healing journey, I love to be able to help you expand that.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm an Akashic Records reader. So I work with the Akashic Records. It's like a mystical library, surrounds all of us. All of our information is there. And I use the Akashic Records to tap into my client's story, what is blocking them, heal that, and then accelerate their growth. So with me, you get both the strategy part and you get the
Mhm.
energetic alignment and clearing as well.
Yeah. That's amazing. So why is with your energy expansion, kind of what does that look like? Like is it ancestral patterns, like, inherited blocks that you're kind of working with the Akashic records that you're reading with your clients? How does that kind of work?
Oh, it could be anything. The Akashic Records, they just hold everything and
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Yeah.
So I'll always set the intention with my client. Like typically, if I'm helping someone expand their business, then the first session that we have is just around understanding their offer,
Mm-hmm.
what that is, and how can they really embody their life's purpose. Because think
Yeah.
about it, your soul came here for a very unique thing that it wanted to do. You already have your soul clients, you already have the purpose that you're meant to do. And a lot of times, all of us, we're trying to figure our way through life and we sort of take this meandering path, right? We're doing different things and this clicked and this did not click for me. So,
Mm-hmm.
usually, my first session is very much like looking at that next level self. So, we take a shortcut. We literally look at the next level self. What is that next level version doing? What is the clients it's talking to? What is the message? What is the offer? And usually, when I do that, the client will say, oh, yeah, that deeply resonates because it is a part of you, it is the essence of you. And in the
Mm-hmm.
clearing, there might be anything that comes up. I've cleared up ancestral blocks, ancestral lineages, even beyond 7 generations, because sometimes it can be very deeply rooted even before we took life on earth. It can come from the deeper scars that we hold from the galactic lifetimes when we first took form. So it can also be clearing that. Then there could be triggers that we hold from our past lives. There can be stuff that comes up from the inner healing. The way I do my work, it will usually combine one or two, or it might just combine everything. It's okay. Whatever comes, we rock and roll with that. But once we've cleared
Yeah.
it up, it clears a whole lot of the blocks. And then the changes are usually pretty quick. Like, I had a client who came to me because she was not able to write her book. She knew what she wanted to write, and yet she was not able to write her book for 7 years. Like, her body would get physically sick whenever she wanted to write it. And when I cleared that, uh, we cleared a couple of things for her. First of all, we cleared a past lifetime where she was just taking on a lot of the punishment energy from where she had been punished for saying the truth that people did not want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So her body was still blocking that. And then there were generational healing that was required, because women in her lineage from this lifetime, they still felt like she was crossing the line. She was not
Mm-hmm.
following the traditional path. And so, even though they were not physically present in the body, that ancestral energy was still there. Like, come on, you're changing the dynamic for the whole family. Like, how can you do this? So, we had to clear a lot of that. But within a month, she actually finished her book, like, literally writing the whole book that she
Oh,
could not
wow.
write for 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And why is clearing all those like blockages and patterns, like why is that so important? You know, especially if you are dealing with some stagnant energy or some stagnant movement and like a vision or a dream, like why is that so important?
Because you could always stay where you are, and there's sort of a
Mm-hmm.
comfort with the discomfort.
Yeah.
Comfort in the sense, like, we go like, okay, this is my life, whether you are stuck in the relationship, whether you're feeling like your business is not really growing, but you just stuck. um,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think that it's just such a wastage. Sometimes we can be there. We feel that if we are there, then we are keeping things intact. We're not shaking the boat too much. We're not shaking the relationship too much. It's fine if we stay a little. But really,
Yeah.
it's not doing benefit to anybody. First of all, you as a soul, you came here having your unique purpose. This is why you were born in the first place. So if you haven't
Mm-hmm.
fulfilled your purpose, you're going to come back for that.
Yeah.
Whatever you're meant to do as a soul, you will literally do the whole transformation, the whole changing again. So think about it. If you are, I'm 45. So if I've taken up till this amount of time to understand that this is what I need to do, and if I don't
Mm-hmm.
do it, imagine I'll need to come back, do another lifetime, and then perhaps get this clarity and do it all over again. Like, it's not amazing. And then
Yeah.
again, there's going to be another boat, another way the system is, and I'll need to restart the whole thing again. It doesn't go away. Your calling won't go away. The reason why you here won't go away. And you also do it for people around you, because there can be a human belief to feel that if I change, I am triggering people and I am somehow making them uncomfortable. And that's not
Mm-hmm.
in their good, right? But it's not that. I've seen it over and over again. When you're actually speaking with your truth, when you're speaking messages that really bring people to a new way of life, that really empower them, that truth that is compassionate, that is said in their highest alignment, that always frees people, that always liberates people. It's a disservice to you and a disservice to others around you if you are not shining your fullest light. It's like
Yeah.
everybody sort of dimming their light. Like, imagine a bulb and that can glow at 1,000 watts, and it's choosing to be just 10 watts. What's the
Yeah.
good in that? Maybe
Yeah.
if you were 1,000 watts, other will match up and go to 500 or 900 or 700. And otherwise, if you are at 10, others will also just remain at 10. And then the whole world
Mm-hmm.
remains at 10.
Yeah. Like you living authentically in yourself and in your truth, allowing you to vibrate so high that it does kind of attract that other people and hopefully, is a little bit contagious and other people can feel that energy and start living authentically in themselves and in their truth. Yeah, I totally get that.
Yes. And it does compound. It does compound. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you are bringing that image of all the bulbs on earth, imagine each of us just having a light within us and we're all glowing at 10 watts.
Mm-hmm.
That's little. And then everybody does it at 1,000 watts. It's
Yeah.
amazing. And then
Mm-hmm.
more people glow at 1,000. And then the clusters that they have around them, they're inspiring people to go on to the 700s, 900s as well. It is amazing how much
Yeah.
more light Earth can have.
Mm-hmm. So, how did you get into this work? Like, how did you become an energy expansion coach and Akashic Records reader? What was your journey to entering that space?
Uh, I was very much a people pleaser in
Mm-hmm.
the early years of my life, not really
Mm-hmm.
knowing that this is what I was doing. I grew up to become an engineer because my family wanted me to become one. That was the right way to do it in the family. Um, and then I studied and got an MBA degree. I married the right person on paper. Everything was okay. I had a checklist standards. Everything was okay. It was all fine. I was married. I had a son at the time who was 2 years old, and life really looked perfect on the outside. Like whatever boxes had to be checked, I had checked all of them. And yet I was in my mid 30s and I was feeling very disconnected,
Mm-hmm.
very even depressed with life because it lost its meaning for me. I was wondering, why am I waking up every day? Why am I doing this? Because every day felt literally the same, and I felt I had nothing exciting, nothing meaningful to live for. I was also pregnant at the time. My daughter was 31 weeks inside me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I woke up and I just slept really well. I did not feel any movement. So when I got up, it's strange to not feel your baby move. And I went to the doctor. I learned that my daughter had no heartbeat. And so I had to give birth to a stillborn.
Wow.
And this was a very, very confronting time.
Mm-hmm.
Confronting on so many levels, because earlier, as an engineer, as an MBA person, and emotions, feelings are not really talked about in my family. I didn't even know what I was feeling. All I could say was, well, I'm sad. I didn't have more words to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that time, I couldn't run away from it. I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't run off to a friend. I couldn't watch something. I couldn't get busier. This was still not something I could escape from. And it's a very
Mm-hmm.
physical process giving birth. And I think it had to happen that way because I really needed that forced situation of having to deal with that grief and really look it in the face.
Mm-hmm.
The contrast at that time was that my son was 2 years old. So as I was grieving, there's this 2-year-old child. And 2-year-old kids, they're fun. They're also the fast and furious kind. Like they can do anything, anytime. You have to look out for them, for their safety, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure they're not getting into trouble because you don't know what their creative minds will think about. Um, you have to make sure that they're not putting their fingers into a socket or they're not climbing
Yeah.
up a drawer or stuff like that. But as I was looking after my son, I would see how excited he was about life. He would get excited about crinkled paper. He would get excited about water, droplets on leaves, and he would just play with things. And I would look at him and I would go, well, what happened between when I was 2 to now? What really happened? And he was really my teacher at that time
Mm-hmm.
because he was so innately happy with life. And he was making me question, what did I do that I lost all of that? So I had
Mm-hmm.
choices then. I was seriously contemplating leaving the world because the grief was so huge for me. But then I could not have committed suicide because I could not have said, well, I'm grieving the loss of one child, and yet I've got one child and I'm leaving him all alone. So it didn't make sense. I just had to rationally find a way of becoming happy. And that's where I started asking the universe that you've got to help me. You've got to help me connect with my daughter and find ways to be truly happy and to find
Mm-hmm.
the meaning in life so that I can move forward. And then magic unfolded. I found a spiritual teacher. So that's how I got into energy healing. I connected with my own daughter. She was my oracle teacher from a long time ago. The contract that I had with her was that if I was wasting this lifetime, she would come and wake me up. So, which is what she did. And she told me
Mm-hmm.
that um, she was never meant to be born.
Mm.
So I did not have to be guilty about it or so on. But just all of that reconnection with her, that closure with her, that just continued me on this path. I continued my own spiritual healing journey. I kept doing lots of courses. I don't even know how many teachers I've studied from, finished their programs. And I just deepened my own healing, my own growth with that. Um, so for a long time, I was still doing my corporate business world and I was still doing the energetic healing side till the
Mm-hmm.
side just started becoming a lot more like, well, this is what you've got to step fully into. This is what you've got to do. And so I took the
Yeah.
plunge and here I am. And this is my passion now.
Wow. I feel like kind of like that journey from the corporate world into that, actually having that time to and energy to put fully into something that actually fulfills you. I was literally just typing about that today. Is so different because it's like you're stepping out of that matrix and the norm of, not the usual steady hours or steady, income, and you're just going out there because what's more important to you is the lives and the work and the hearts that you're touching and how you impact the world and not, how you do on a performance review.
Exactly, exactly. And you couldn't have
Mhm.
said it more perfectly. It's just a very different world. The 3D world, you're unplugging from the 3D world and coming to a 5D
Mhm.
world. The
Yeah.
way it operates is very different. 3D
Mhm.
world has its structure. A lot of us are used to it. We're used to the performance reviews. We're used to the KPIs and everything in the corporate world sense.
Yeah.
And it's a lot around captivity with time
Mhm.
and money.
Yeah.
5D world is totally opposite. Time doesn't work that way. Like you don't have to be captive of time. You don't have to be spending 40 hours a week for money to equate in a certain way. Cap
Yeah.
it isn't putting you in captivity. It's actually so totally free. It's so much more about you just expressing yourself authentically. And here's the fun part,
Yeah.
I find that in the 5D world, really you do more you. And the more you do you, like your spark, your purpose, what is it that you want to say, you just really truly hone into your joy and your purpose.
Mhm.
Your whole client attraction process becomes a lot easier. Your messaging gets a lot clearer because you get more
Mhm.
clear around what it is you want to serve. So it starts with you. 3D world is
Yeah.
more around starting with somebody else and trying and fitting into their compass. Whereas 5D
Exactly.
world and expansion is very much about you. What do you want? And then you attract the right clients. You have it's just magical how things flow through and how business
Mhm.
expansion happens when it's so aligned with your own truth and the way you want to be visible.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. And so, for listeners who are very new to the concept, can you kind of explain, go on a little bit more on what inherited patterns are and how they can get passed down from generations?
Okay, let me give you examples here. One of the common ones that I see around money is that A, money is so hard to earn. We have to work very hard to make money. And that is very much a 3D concept. It also comes to us from our previous generations. A lot of times I see that with clients repeating again and again. Almost 90%, 95, 95% of my clients have this as one of the major things, their ancestral blocks around money. But when we clear that, and it's happened in our ancestral lineage, because they've been through times in war, they've been through really rough times, and they've had to think that, oh, my time is money because the more I do, that's how much I can have, how much more I produce. And things such as being a creator, even if it's a
Mm-hmm.
YouTube content creator or Instagram creator, that's usually a lot different. That's very new, at least at a more wider scale. That's still relatively new for our
Mm-hmm.
ancestors. So that can be one of the bigger blocks to think about. How does your family think about money? What are you thinking about money? And reprogramming yourself to think about money in a different way. Because it is true that there are people who are struggling with money. And then there are also so many amazing stories about money. There's so many content creators today who are living in places that they really want to live and having a really balanced lifestyle. Like, I have heaps of clients who are spending their time with their family, they're going on vacations, and they're still having 40K months even.
Mm-hmm.
So it is absolutely possible to do that. One of the other inherited blocks would be, and a lot of times people don't have clarity around that, that we talk about money blocks as a general money blocks, but money blocks can be different around earning money from salary and around earning money from a heart led business.
Mm-hmm.
They can be two different things. And I see this a lot with my clients who are switching from corporate jobs. They've made good money in a corporate career because somehow their body is used to it. And if you see, it's also easier. It hasn't shifted your family dynamic as much. You know, when you're climbing the corporate ladder, it's more understood that this is what you do, this is how you will get more money. It's so there is lesser resistance in the body. But then
Mm-hmm.
having a heart led business, something that is an extension of you, that is deeply wired to your own self worth. This is why
Mm-hmm.
a lot of coaches in the beginning, they will fumble around the prices, or they'll actually have low prices, and they'll have all sorts of stories like, I want to be so affordable for other people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just us cooking stories and self sabotaging because we have these blocks around our own self worth. A conscious business growth is directly proportional to your inner self worth and esteem.
Yeah. Yeah, that is great. I feel like it kind of is also mirroring. I have this thought like, where your money goes and the energy of where your money goes also matters of how you kind of bring it in. So I'm very like mindful of like, if I don't support something or if a business doesn't support something, I won't spend my money there. I love like farms, like local businesses, things of that nature, because it's like community. So it's like, even though it might be a little bit more, my intention is to give back to the people and around it. I feel like that kind of mirrors like the energy of bringing in from any job or, a mindful business, a meaningful business.
Yes, and you're also putting a boundary there and saying, well,
Mm-hmm.
this is who I serve, these are the fields where I operate in. And the more you do that for yourself, you're also allowing the universe to then recalibrate for you and to serve you
Mm-hmm.
with that equal energy as well.
Exactly. Yes. So, in what ways might a survival behavior inherited from a grandparent manifest as a barrier to someone who's stepping into their authentic leadership role today?
And lots of ways it can be so different. Especially if you're finding that you're having a hard time being visible online, like you know that there's a
Mm-hmm.
post you want to do, or there's a podcast episode that you want to record. Maybe you've even recorded it and somehow you don't publish it. Like there's just stuff that does not happen. Visibility often is because there's something that's very strongly holding you back. If it's just taking longer, like you know that this is what you need to do, the client that I was talking about recently, she had a book that she knew that she wanted to write for 7 years. She knew it, but it was still taking long. And then there are other clients that I've had who have been wanting to do podcasts. They know this is what they've wanted to do. Um, They have the roadmap, they've got all the content plan, everything, like per se, all the pieces are there.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the equipment, they've done the things, and they're still a very, very slow process.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an uphill climb. If it feels like an uphill climb, it is because there's just some energy that's really blocking it, or lots of it. And then it's
Yeah.
about unpacking that and releasing that. So if things don't feel in flow, that is a dead giveaway that there's a sabotage going on. If you feel that, oh, I'm doing the work, um, but my clients are not coming up, or I'm getting leads, but my clients are not getting converted, I'm getting attention with each of these steps around visibility, the blocks, around just getting attention, people listening to you. Let's say you've put out something on social media, or
Mm-hmm.
you've run an ad and then people are not responding. That again can be because of your blocks. And a lot of the common blocks there where people are not responding to your attention is because there's usually a deeper fear there around being visible. Usually that's when I'll see in the past lifetime that some things happened and they were punished because of their truth and authenticity, and that needs to be cleared up for the easy attention to happen. Because otherwise, your body just remembers the trauma from the past lifetime and it's wanting to keep you safe. So it does not want you to
Mm-hmm.
be seen and not be in that horrible situation that you were in a past life. So typically, people there who have had witch wounds, or people who have been prosecuted for the truth that they've told someone, they're the ones who just have very deep visibility wounds. And again, very, very common for heart led business owners when they're speaking from their truth and authenticity. And then one of the other ones would be if you are speaking to your potential clients and you're fumbling around prices. If you feel like, okay, I've got to serve and I can just do free events, your prices are really, really affordable. If that's going on, usually the block there is around charging for your services, that you're a
Mm-hmm.
healer, you're not supposed to charge for your services. It might also be that you've been in the past life a healer who has not really learned how to have the money exchange part of it because that was done by someone else. So there are just so many examples across each of these, but they're some of the
Okay.
common ones.
Yeah. So then what are some of the most common and tangible shifts that you've seen in your clients after they've cleared some of these blocks in either like their income or their purpose or relationships?
Oh, so many. We already talked about one of my clients who was able to finish her book in
Mm-hmm.
just 1 month, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Then I had another client who started working with me, not even wanting to be a coach at that time, but he came to me because he had 30K of financial debt. He got into
Mm-hmm.
gambling. And we worked with him. I cleared a lot of ancestral blocks with him. I cleared his past life trauma and just also helped him energetically with his money holding capacity so that money was not draining out from his space and he just had space to hold more. We literally
Mm-hmm.
have money pockets, and it depends on how big our money pockets are. Um,
Mm.
and then 3 months in, he had paid back 25K. So that was
Oh, wow.
very cool. Doing that in
Yeah.
3 months, it was amazing. And then we worked on, and he actually left his full time job and got completely into coaching because that was his purpose and that was very deeply aligned to who he truly was. Um,
Yeah.
Other stories are where clients have come in and they're trying to run their business. So, this is two of my recent clients who've been trying to run their business, and it's just felt really hard because they're
Mm-hmm.
not getting the attention and they're not getting the clients that they want to have a profitable business. And we've cleared the blocks around their messaging, really around letting their authenticity come out because there's a degree of fear that we hold ourselves, and that's conscious and unconscious as well, but a huge part of this is unconscious where we just don't even know, but we tone our message down so much
Mm-hmm.
that it's not heard by the right people. So with these clients, I worked on helping them really clear up, activate their throat chakra, and really clear up their messaging. And then the aligned clients started flowing in, like their DMs, they started getting more interactions. And it was just within a month that things started shifting. Like one of my clients went to get a haircut. And earlier, she was a client who was not even able to attract people for her very affordable memberships. Like they were
Mm-hmm.
just 111 a month, and she was still struggling to have people buy that. And then she went for a haircut. And she actually got a $5,000 client out of it.
Wow.
Because it's something that she was so excited talking about now.
Yeah.
And you embody this frequency where you have aligned clients all around you. And if you think about it, there are people who need your services all around you. You don't have to find them on social media or places. Like I have so many stories like that where my clients have gone for a dentist appointment, like really weird places where they're not thinking actually of attracting clients, but they've had a conversation. The person's just jumped in, gone like, hey, I'd love to know more about this, and they're so keen. And so then they have a call and they book them as a client.
Yeah. Wow. So with the Akashic Records, how can that be used as a tool for healing?
Oh, for everything. I always start all my sessions with the Akashic Records. So, first of all, like one example I gave you was where I tuned the person's next level embodiment. What is that next
Mm-hmm.
level really want? What are they doing? So that's one way. You just get the future imprint and you bring it right into yourself here and now. So you just clear a lot of the imprints that way. Then I look into the Akashic records to see, okay, where are your ancestral lineages holding you back? What's coming from your mom? What's coming from your dad? And we clear that up. If I give you example or an analogy here, think of a phone and maybe go back to the old solid Nokia phones, not like the smartphones, right? But if you have
Mm-hmm.
an operating system like that, you cannot take photographs. I don't remember, maybe Nokia could take photographs, but it was a very limited phone.
Mm-hmm.
You could only do limited things with it. And then every time when you are doing an Akashic healing, it's actually upgrading your phone. So it's moving from that Nokia. So maybe now then it's moved to the earlier version of the phones where there's a little bit more functionality added to it. Maybe now it's got a camera. Maybe, now it has internet to it and you can search some things. Every time you do it, there's just a lot more healing that happens there. So all the
Mm-hmm.
glitches that are happening in your life, they're getting taken away and away. And then what you're left with is a lot more expansion. So things that you want to do, they get a lot more easy. If you're wanting to be more visible on social media, that gets a lot more easy. You start having more authority. You start being approached for summits and aligned workshop events. And things just happen because you're clearing your energy field. It's like initially you were a 10-watt bulb and you were
Mm-hmm.
really trying your hardest to glow at that 10 wattage level and wondering, well, why am I not being seen? And maybe if you worked very, very hard, you would get above from 10 wattage, you went to 20 watts, but you were still within a very crowded pool of 10 watts. And now your energy is a lot more expansive. You're glowing 1,000 watts. So you are
Mm-hmm.
just like that light, and everybody just sees you from so far
Mm-hmm.
away and they're just drawn to you. Like it is amazing how many clients I get, and they're just people who will just have one interaction. And it's just like I've had people reach out to me on Instagram and tell me, well, I have a client I need to recommend to you. And they're cold people
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So it's bizarre and bizarre at another level. And that's repeated for my clients as well, where they also get their clients in just very amazing ways. That's the beauty of
Oh my
Akashic Record
gosh.
healing.
Yes, amazing. So, for listeners who recognize that they might be struggling with an inherited pattern, what is one simple step that they can take today to begin exploring their own lineage?
Um, well, if you're wanting to do that by yourself, one of the good ways to do this would just be to reframe your thinking about yourself. Is one of the biggest ones that I see as a block in all my clients is your self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
When you have your self-doubt, when you're wondering, well, can I do this? Um, that just spoils everything. Your self-worth is directly related to your business growth. So the more self-worth you have, the more you feel like this is what I'm meant to do. And your calling is there because it is meant for you, because you are meant to shine that light, because you are meant to inspire so many people. So dig deep and
Mm-hmm.
bring in more of your self-worth, like 100% believe in what you are doing and bring that out. Know that you were born for a purpose and tune into that more and bring that energy out more. If you still further want help, reach out to me at Kanika Energy Coach on Instagram or LinkedIn, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. I'd love to help you see your blocks and give you the next concrete steps to help clear that and take your business to the next level.
Yes, amazing. And I'll make sure to include all of your information in the notes as well. I'll grab them for you and include it for when the episode airs.
Thanks a lot, Kamisha. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. So, with your title being an energy expansion coach, what does living a life, an expanded life, look like? And what is the relationship between healing the past and then creating the expansive future?
Oh, I love that. So, okay, what does life look like now? Um, First of all, life is very much in the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Like my life does not have drama. And I mean, like, literally does not have drama. There won't be sudden things happening that I go like, oh gosh, why did this happen? I will not have car breakdowns or stuff like. And if something happens, it does not happen. But if it happens, I'm always like, hey, why did that happen? And usually just be a very tiny little thing that's supposed to give me a hint on something. But I will have a lot of things just going in the flow. It'll be just amazing experiences. Like I'll go to the airport and I'll find a nice quiet corner where I am just sitting and relaxing before my flight takes off. And it'll just happen over and over again. I get told by my friends all the time that when I book places, they're like, I don't know how you do it, but you just tend to find like the best deals, the best things. I'm like, it just happens. I'll find the park spots. I'll have the clients coming to me. I'll have good moments. And I know that my day will just work out magically. Like whether it is for my business or whether it is for my
Mm-hmm.
vacations, I don't fully plan it. But then things that need to happen, they'll come in and they'll automatically happen and things will work out. And this is a very new learning for me because I'm an engineer and a project manager before that in my corporate world. And I used to really
Mm-hmm.
plan everything out and I used to be so stressed about everything else as well. But the more
Yeah.
I let go, the easier it's been and things just get done automatically. Like it's just magical. The right people will find me, the right conversations, the podcast, they'll find me, or things will happen. If I'm looking for something, if I'm looking for stuff, if I'm looking for the next coach that I want to have as my coach, um, I will not spend a lot of time doing those things. Like I will just interview one person and that person will be my hire. And that will be even
Mm-hmm.
after I've gotten like 150 applications or something. But I'll pick up one person based on the energy and that's the person who'll be there, and it'll be a good fit. And both my VAs, they've been with me for more than a year now. So
Wow.
amazing. One of them has been for a year and a half, which is amazing since I upgraded myself. And same for the podcasts and things as well. Like things will
Mhm.
just flow, connections will just happen. So that's like a normal life for me. Ideas that I think about, I'll go to sleep with them. I'll get some ideas in my sleep, and the very next day, I'll just have random stuff that'll come up, like maybe an email that I wasn't meant to open. I'll open that up, or I'll see something on the internet, and things will just blow up. Like it does not take a lot of time for me from having the idea to executing the idea. I'm literally saying one day. Like I did the Magnetic Visibility Summit last year, and I just planned it. It was my first summit. It took me one day to put it all up, to reach out to the speakers, one day. And this was without having any idea about summits at all. And that's just
Yeah.
because I feel it's so much more in alignment, and I'm operating from that energy as a
Yeah.
default rather than anything else. I hope that answers your question. I don't know. It was a very
Yeah.
vague
No.
answer.
No, it definitely did. And it kind of brings me back to like you speaking on the 3D and the 5D, and how in the 5D, there's no time. There's more freedom, and how when you're living in the 5D and you're not worried about the time or the outcome, and you're just trusting yourself, trusting the energy, trusting the flow, everything just falls in alignment and falls in line just itself, because you're just trusting, and I love that.
Yeah, it's just all the friction is taken out and it just
Mm-hmm.
flows. And there's magic
Yeah.
in the air. And I cannot put that into more tangible words.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Now, so with your program, so is it only, do you have like, do you work with anybody? Do you only work with specific clients? And what is your program about? Can you talk to us a little bit about that before we sign off?
Yes, thank you so much for asking this question, Kamisha. I'm very, very intentional around the people that I work with. So, first of
Mm-hmm.
all, the people that I work with, they've got to be conscious coaches, spiritual business owners, heart led business owners. I don't care what it is that you're doing, but it's got to be something that really inspires you truly deeply from the heart. And you've got to be mission driven. Like, yes, I'll help you have the clients, I'll help you have the income. That is guaranteed. And I give that guarantee in my program that if you sign up with me, you have that guarantee. I'm a very much a results focused person. But
Mm-hmm.
are you doing it, like, is that your ultimate goal? My most successful clients are the clients who are really mission driven. Like it's beyond the money, it's beyond the clients, it's more about serving, it's more about bringing that to the world. That's what forms my most successful clients, and that's what I absolutely love. So that's the first one. And the second thing that I look for is that they are coachable, that they're open
Mm-hmm.
to trying a different way of working, because I combine both energy and strategy.
Yeah.
And we tune into the energy alignment. We see what is working, what's not working. And so there's got to be openness with that around different things. And it's open in the sense that, we see what are you thinking, we try it out, and then we see whether it's working or not. So it's just being open in that. And then you've got to be a quick decision maker. You've got to be a
Yeah.
quick action taker, because without action the momentum wouldn't happen. There's only so much the energy clearing can do. It also needs inspired action from the client side. So they're my best clients, the ones who are mission driven, the ones who are decision makers and quick action takers.
Ah, amazing, amazing. And I'm so excited. So I'm going to include all of your information about your programs and how to contact you and the episode notes. But thank you so much for coming on today, Kanika, and telling us about your work and your programs.
Thanks a lot, Kamisha. Thank you. I would just love to help more conscious coaches, because I think
Mhm.
that when you are truly shining in your light, then you're helping the whole world expand and grow. And I'm so glad to be able to support people on that journey.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thanks for the lovely work that you're doing.